I think, but you can't gentrify a family. You could try.
Yeah.
You could try.
I can think of a few ways.
Welcome to the Nerdnews podcast, starring Tyler Waltz.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Nerdnews podcast. My name is Tyler Waltz, and today I am joined by
Brian Pitre. I'm back.
He is back for the first time since we've rebooted the show.
It looks good.
Super excited. Yeah. I can't wait for the signs and stuff to get done that I've been mentioning for, I think, 4 episodes now.
Yeah, I'll probably make those at some point.
Yeah. But today, we're going to be talking about Game of the Year and what that even means anymore. And then part 2, we're going to be talking about like Thanksgiving and food because this is going to come out the week of Thanksgiving. So, Brian, do you just want to, for first-time listeners, kind of give a brief description of who you are?
Hell no.
All right. Nice. We'll see you next time, everybody.
I do stuff. I do things. I make things. I say things. I'm a comic, graphic designer, content creator, writer. I like doing stuff.
Jack of all trades.
Yeah.
Master of some.
Yeah, I'm mastering Jack.
Yeah. Regularly.
Yeah. Allegedly.
So have you kept up at all on the news for like what is going on with Game of the Year this year?
Not this year. I'm kind of mad Black Sonic's not in any of them.
Yeah. There wasn't a Sonic game.
No, there wasn't.
Sonic Frontiers wasn't this year.
Yeah.
But so I think there's still, I don't want to say backlash because I think all the dust has settled. There was quite a few people that were upset last year that Elden Ring got it over God of War, which I defend Elden Ring. I'll defend till I'm blue in the face. I will say that Elden Ring deserved it.
Why?
Because it did more innovating in what it did between the Souls games than God of War to God of War Ragnarok. I think what I look for in a Game of the Year is how they have changed or done something for the industry that is like, oh, we never thought of this before, or we've made this aspect of gaming so much better.
That's interesting. So you would say presentation-wise, God of War
was better. Probably, yes.
But Elden, innovative,
yes.
Gaming-wise.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was a better game. If you look at the differences between Dark Souls 3 and Elden Ring, which is the closest thing that you can compare Elden Ring to, what they did for the Souls-like, which they invented, it's literally called a Souls-like genre, was more revolutionary than what I saw between God of War and God of War Ragnarok. Because outside of a new weapon, there weren't a lot of new mechanics between the games other than Atreus, your son, and the other companion. I guess if you haven't played it by now, I shouldn't necessarily care too much about spoilers.
Yeah.
Either way, your other companion that you get other than Atreus, they have more of an active role in things.
Yeah.
So more active companion, a new weapon.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't revolutionary. It was a beautiful story.
Yeah.
But
was it a good sequel?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was a lot better, in my opinion, than the other God of War.
See, that's interesting because I feel like sometimes you don't necessarily have to innovate or reinvent the wheel to make a better one.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It was definitely better. The God of War Ragnarok couldn't have been as amazing as it was if it wasn't for the building from the first game.
Well, I mean, I guess that could be said for, you
most
start
sequels.
somewhere. Yeah,
any
start
sequel.
somewhere and you want to build on it.
Yeah.
I like Just Cause. I like just blowing stuff up,
Yeah, those are
jumping
fun.
out of planes and stuff. Yeah. But you can't really remake it. You know, it's got to be the same thing. You just got to add to it.
Yeah.
Just stack on it.
Yeah. Which, if they do that, I think that's fine. But one thing that we were discussing before the show is that every single Game of the Year this year is a sequel.
Yeah.
Or a remaster.
Or it's Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, which is a sequel. For those of you that don't know, the 6 nominees for Game of the Year were Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Super Mario Wonder, Resident Evil 4, Spider-Man 2, Baldur's Gate 3, and Alan Wake 2. All sequels, all remakes. That has a lot of people upset. Because I think the number one thing out there that people are saying is that Hogwarts Legacy deserves to be in it. I don't think it does.
Is it because of the gameplay or the controversy?
Yeah, I couldn't care less about the controversy.
Right.
I think it's because it itself didn't do anything revolutionary.
No, they just skinned Skyrim as Harry Potter.
Well, in my opinion, it was better than Skyrim.
Yeah.
What it did was a good Harry Potter game.
Yeah.
If you weren't a Harry Potter fan, I don't think it did anything for you. You know, like it was very hyper focused. Was it fun? Sure. I never really cared about Harry Potter. Did the game do anything that made me be like, holy crap, this is... No. It was an RPG in the world of Harry Potter. It was fine.
It was fun for if you wanted it.
Yeah.
If you liked it.
Yeah.
But I mean, also, something can be said to making a good game for a franchise like Harry Potter. Because if they would have done bad, that would have been bad.
Yeah, well, you heard about the King Kong game that came out this year, right?
Yeah.
Whew.
If it goes bad, they did not have to say the N-word that much. They didn't need to do that. That was unnecessary.
Yeah.
There was a lot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was a lot.
Yeah. So you don't know anything about the King Kong game.
I didn't play it.
I can tell. No, it was... so the King Kong game is unanimously, I think, decided as the worst game of this year.
Yeah.
I can't even remember what the tag of it was. I think it was like Rise of Kong or something like that. But the studio had 1 year to put it together. The studio's name is the Game Mill, I believe. And I think they're currently under investigation for like worker exploitation and stuff like that. It's not good. But the cutscenes were literally like JPEGs edited into like gameplay.
So it's like a King Kong movie.
Yeah.
All right.
It was so bad. But I know a lot of people are writing in that game as Game of the Year as kind of like a joke, which is funny because people, I think it's just because they're all sequels. Like there's nothing original on that list at all.
Well, I know you might be a little biased, but if you couldn't pick Baldur's Gate, what would you choose?
If I couldn't pick Baldur's Gate, I think out of that list, I would probably pick... Man. So, I didn't play Alan Wake 2, so I can't judge that one. I played the first Alan Wake, and it was fun. I don't know the difference. I know that reviews for Alan Wake 2 are out of this world. Like, people are like, it's so good it feels like a different game. If that's true, I'm leaning towards that. Definitely not Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
I adored Resident Evil 4. I speed ran that game. Like, I adored that game. It's just the same mechanics, and they just put a new coat of paint on Resident Evil 4. Yeah. They didn't even really change it much from the Resident Evil 2 remake. Does that mean I didn't have an absolute blast with it? No. Yeah. I loved that game. I've almost 100%ed it. I don't think that deserves Game of the Year, though, for a remaster.
For a remaster, yeah.
Maybe Super Mario Wonder for a bigger departure from the series to just try and get kooky with it. So I might have to go either Wonder or Alan Wake. I think that it's got to be one of those two. I wish I played Alan Wake.
What made Wonder so much better? Because they usually do have it's been a minute since Mario's reign pretty high.
Yeah. So it's back to 2D. I know a lot of people like the Odyssey. Yeah. 2D has kind of always had the same formula. Those games always sell better, so they go safer with it. Yeah. This one got 3D kooky with 2D. So it's more diverse for a platformer.
Still side scroller.
It's still side. It's still side scroller, but they've added new powers. There's new gimmicks. It's multiplayer, so you can have up to 4-player co-op at one time.
So we're just never gonna get Mario 64 back ever.
I don't think so. I mean, they do 3D Mario still. Yeah, the Odyssey was incredible.
Yeah. I don't think we'll see another Mario game that'll be as innovative, though, is what I'm saying.
Probably not.
Yeah. We'll see a Mario game that changes all of it.
Everything. Yeah, because that was the first 3D Mario game. Yeah. And I still think to this day it might be the most beloved. My favorite 3D Mario game of all time was Mario Sunshine.
Nice.
I played
Clean it up, baby.
Clean it up. The water jetpack I thought was the coolest shit. You know, like I adored that game. But yeah, the reason I think Baldur's Gate 3 deserves it is because it's the longest amount of time between games. and it's a completely different system. It was developed by Larian Studios, who used a lot of the inspiration from their Divinity Original Sin games. But for sheer content and what they've done with the Dungeons and Dragons IP is a new standard. Like Baldur's Gate 3, I believe, has set what we should expect as the new standard for RPG games.
Okay.
It's amazing. Just the sheer amount of choices and free will that you get in a video game is unheard of.
Yeah.
So I think that one takes it by leaps and bounds.
But it also took how many years to develop?
I think I got the pre-order to start playing it in like 2019.
Yeah.
It took a long time.
But that brings us full circle to, should there be a game of the year?
Yeah.
I mean, if that game's been in development since 2019, it's technically not the game
Of the year.
Of the year.
Yeah, I like erring on the side of caution for it's considered the game of the year it comes out. Because if you're just expected to make a game within a year, you're just going to get Call of Duty bullshit.
Yeah, maybe. Or you'll get a lot of skinned games.
Or Kong, Rise of Kong. Yeah, or Skull Island, Rise of Kong.
That'll be something.
Two of the worst games that I've ever seen in my life came out this year.
Yeah.
It was the King Kong game and then the Golem game.
I didn't play either one of those.
I didn't play them because I was not going to spend money on them, but I watched a lot of gameplay. Dumpster fire. It is the purest form of cash grab I've ever seen.
I mean, sometimes you need money.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't want to do a lot for it.
They didn't make money, though. That's the crazy thing, right? Like,
somebody bought it.
With how competitive gaming is,
yeah,
it's hard to justify why you should buy your game or why people should buy your game over everything else.
No, it's true. I mean, if you're not something that's... Because, I mean, people start looking for the next game immediately. Yeah.
Yeah, because, like, one of my favorite series, Persona, today, the day that we're recording, it came out. I can't justify spending $60 right now on it. I don't have time. There's other games that, like, for the purpose of the channel that I'm kind of thinking about getting to talk about and stuff. As much as I love that game, I just can't do it right now.
Yeah.
And if one of my favorite series of all time is struggling to bring me in, you're going to have to bring some heat in order for me to just dish out $60 to $70 for a video game.
Yeah.
I think it's getting harder for people, too.
Yeah. I was going to say that. I can't imagine let's take the math. You got 6 nominees. Mm-hmm. How many people spent $70 per game on all 6 to play all 6 to be able to give that, that clear mind? If you're not a judge or on some level of beta testing or somebody they look out to, you're not going to play them all that year.
No.
You're not even going to get a chance.
So the user vote's just going to be whichever one you
like.
Played.
Yeah.
Which I was shocked that this year I had played 4 of the 6. I bought 3 of them. I bought Resident Evil because it's one of my favorite games from my childhood. I bought Tears of the Kingdom, and I bought and Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah. Technically didn't buy that this year. I bought that shit in 2019. So I got 2 of them, and then I played Super Mario Wonder because a buddy owns it, and we played co-op. So I've played 4 of them. I wanted Spider-Man. Yeah. Not for $70.
Not for $70.
I can't do it.
It's tough, dude. It's tough. But if you said you could give it to Alan Wake, is what you would give it to?
Probably Alan Wake. Yeah, or Super Mario Wonder. If it couldn't be Baldur's Gate 3.
If it couldn't be Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, but
who do you think is going to take it?
Baldur's Gate 3.
You think so?
I think if Baldur's Gate 3 doesn't get it, I think the gaming industry is going to lose a lot of credibility. Because if you look at what one of those games did, it's so much different than the rest. Yeah. Like, it's the only one that was innovative rather than just sequel or a remake. Like, it was a sequel.
You consider Resident Evil as a complete remake.
Yes,
right?
From the ground up.
To win, that would be kind of ridiculous. To have Mario win, like you said, it wasn't innovative enough. It's a side-scrolling game. It's not like...
And so,
be even nominated, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and just to say it doesn't deserve to win does not mean it's a bad game.
Right.
That's another thing that I can't stress enough. Is like, I had fun with all of these games I played.
Yeah.
To me, that's just not the innovation that I look for in Game of the Year. But I think we're kind of hitting a rut of like, hey, let's just get these sequels out of the way. And it's very difficult to come out with something that is like bold to try something new that is going to have people buy it.
It's also tough too because you got to consider your platform.
Yeah.
And platform, like, okay, how old is PS5 now? 3?
Yeah. I think it came out like towards the end of 2020.
Yeah. So if it's 3, that means that in 2 years we're likely getting something else, or something's on the forefront.
Probably.
So to make a game last, it's almost like you don't want to throw all of it in. You almost want to start reaching for what's going to come next.
Yeah.
Start prepping to make a game for the next platform.
Because there were a lot of good games this year, like Armored Core. Okay. That was the From Software game that came out this year.
Yeah.
The difference between the last Armored Core and this Armored Core, different game, completely different game. I'm surprised it wasn't nominated.
Yeah.
It's a very niche game. I think it made money, but wide appeal, not there. Very niche, very niche. Some other like Square Enix type titles, like we had Final Fantasy that came out this year. That was very good. Another sequel. Octopath Traveler 2. It's a sequel. Fire Emblem Engage. Sequel. Like, I was looking for original games that came out this year, and it was really Hogwarts Legacy. That was it. Yeah. And I still don't think that deserved it either. So
yeah. I don't know. It's tough because it's like, what else can you make at this point?
Yeah. I think, and I had this discussion with somebody, I think the path forward for innovation and new ideas is indie games.
Absolutely, but also you got to consider, okay, you have your primary 3, your top 3 is your RPG, your first-person shooter.
Yeah.
And then your game, your side-scroller, your arcade-style game. And so if you go with those 3 formats, you can only innovate so much on what you have available.
Yeah.
And then to not make it like one of the other 300,000 games that have come out or the other 500 that are in your genre.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of the crazy thing is like, if you play a first-person shooter, you know what you're signing up for. You're going to fire up that game. The joystick's going to move. The left trigger's going to aim. The right trigger's going to shoot. What's your thing, right? So when it comes to like
skin it how you skin it.
Yeah.
Is it zombies? Is it World War II? Whatever you want to put on it.
Because each one has like a gimmick now. It's like, I'm going to play this game because it has a unique magic system. I'm going to play this game because like if you don't have your thing, like there was a bunch of stinkers this year too, like Forspoken and like a bunch of stuff. We're just in such a weird spot in the industry, especially with movies and stuff too. It's so much easier to take the safe path. When back in the day, you made money by innovation. Like, I can name series that have changed genres multiple times.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if you play Resident Evil, if I say I like Resident Evil, does that mean I like first-person shooters? Does that mean I like third-person shooters? Does it mean I like fixed-camera horror? Resident Evil's made one of all those genres.
Yeah.
So series that are long legacy series like this are so different because they used to be the innovators, but now it's just cranking out the same thing every year because that's what they're making money.
Like you said, variations on a theme.
Yeah. Yeah. Like Resident Evil, right? I thought Resident Evil 7, incredible. It was the first ever first person horror style Resident Evil. Very innovative. I would put it in the same category as like Elden Ring because it was so much of a departure from the cut and paste that we had seen since Resident Evil like 4. But studios aren't really doing that anymore.
No, it's the days of making 15, 16 games in your collection. I think that's gone. I think that's now limited to those who already started it, like Final Fantasy, legacy games like Madden, games that like Call of Duty, to where like you know what it is. You're going to get what you ask for. Final Fantasy, Square Enix is one of my favorite studios because they've done something that didn't keep everybody happy, but I felt like it was a good accommodation because Final Fantasy, have you played many Final Fantasies like back in the day? They were 7, 14, Tactics.
Cool. So you've played quite a few. They're turn-based like Pokemon, right? Boom, tit for tat.
Yeah.
Right? The new ones are not. Ever since Final Fantasy 14, which was an MMO, so that doesn't count. Final Fantasy 15, their advertisement for it was like a game for fans old and new. And it went towards an actual combat system. So it was more of like a hack and slash like Dante's Inferno, I don't know why that came to mind first. Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
That style of type of game.
Yeah.
With much better combat. So Final Fantasy 15 and 16 have been that. A lot of the fans were like, yo, I play Final Fantasy for this turn-based strategy type stuff. Mm-hmm. So Square Enix was like, here's a new game that is that formula. It's called Octopath Traveler.
But they're so good at, they did that back in the day without having to make new games. Yeah. Okay, Tactics was totally different.
Yeah, it was more like Fire Emblem.
Yeah, it was totally different. And then but I think too, to be able to innovate on your own concept, I think that's slowly phasing from a lot of games.
Yeah.
I think it's if it didn't work, it didn't work. We hang it up.
Yeah.
But if it worked, we're going to replicate it and we're going to beat the crap out of it and we're going to make 9 of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's just a weird spot.
Yeah.
Like when I look for innovation now, I don't think of AAA studios at all. Like everybody's all hyped about the Grand Theft Auto 6 announcements and stuff like that. Cool. I'm going to drive around in cars. I'm going to shoot shit. Like,
I think a lot of that too, like I was saying, it goes back to platform. Because, okay, you play GTA on the original Xbox. It's totally different feeling.
Yeah.
When you play it in a newer platform, because there are the smoothness of newer games. You know, it's like that does add a lot to it. Some people want to play their favorite, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Buy horse, do drugs, run around in a car, blow stuff up.
Yeah, I'm going to get Grand Theft Auto 6.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying I'm not
You got to do it. Yeah.
But I'm just, my brain is what is the next big push in the industry? What is going to be the innovation that I can look back and see milestones in?
I don't know.
I think it's VR.
I was about to say it's VR because right now Oculus is what's doing it.
Yeah, and finally, spicy content revolutionizing VR as it does most industries.
Yeah.
So it's
huge.
It's pretty crazy.
I might not be white with tattoos, but I can pretend in these glasses.
That's what you want to be?
No, that's the skin they give you. That's what they offer you.
Oh, man.
That's what they give you. That's what they chose. That's what they said you are today.
White dude with tattoos.
Black Sonic, what you think?
Oh, he thinks the same.
He does.
I guess for him he'd rather be than blue for Sonic.
Yeah.
He's also got rocket boots, which is way cooler.
Way cooler.
It's so much
We
cooler.
have the better shoes.
Yeah.
It's fast.
All right. Come on.
Man. Don't ask him why his eyes are red. He just looks like that. It's fine. Yeah. He's fine.
But I think it's VR. I think VR is where it's at. The weird thing about VR right now is that it used to be just making the better headset and the better graphics and the better and the better and the better and the better. And then they were like, hey, do you want to play VR? It's $6,000.
Have you seen Sandbox?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. That's what I think the next platform is. People are going to want that in their house.
Yeah.
It's no longer buying the big weird, looks like a elliptical that you put in your living room.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you got to stand in it and it's
so kooky. But now, instead of making huge strives and making the VR better, they're making it more you can have this at home. Yeah. Like the new Oculus, you don't even need a computer for VR anymore. You just buy the headset with the memory card and then you plug it into a computer to download the game.
Have you heard the conspiracy that could have come out 20 years ago, but people didn't want it?
No, I believe it though. Are you talking about the Virtual Boy?
Yeah, not just Virtual Boy, but like, okay, so we had the innovation and the possibility to create live play gaming in your living room, physical gaming within your living room, and they were working towards a headset.
People loved it.
But the quirkiness of it died out really fast.
Yeah.
Almost like how Rock Band became a cult thing.
Yeah, which, oh man, I miss Rock Band and Guitar
Hero. Who doesn't?
I miss them so much.
Because it died out. It became a cult thing. If that came back, imagine if Rockstar game, imagine if they put out a Rock Band game with VR.
So there is one.
Oh my God.
It's not well, I don't want to say it's not well done. That's not fair.
Yeah.
It's basically Guitar Hero, with the whole frets and stuff.
The frets
Except the VR is you're looking out on the crowd, but you're just playing Guitar Hero in VR.
In VR.
So they've just ported the game to where it looks like you're standing in front of the stage. So it's neat.
Nah, I want Rock Band. I want me and 4 of my friends to accidentally hit each other while playing the game. That's what I want to do. Move out my way, I'm drumming.
But yeah, I think VR is where it's at. That makes sense though, because there were like 3 pushes towards VR back in the console, like war days. It was the Xbox Kinect, which was the worst of the 3, but the sensor was amazing. Like the sensor for the Kinect is used in like battle bots and shit. Like its spacing and stuff is amazing. There's the PlayStation VR, which is still going pretty strong. Yeah. And now I think Facebook's Meta has kind of like the stranglehold on it. Yep. I think they're doing the best too.
Yep. And I think, honestly, that's where, so not only is it going to advance to VR, can you imagine playing a large open world platform RPG within VR?
Man.
That's where it's headed, I feel like.
It'd be amazing. I mean, Skyrim's in VR.
They're working on, I read a little thing on Reddit about a potential VR Pokemon game.
That would be incredible.
So basically you're walking around and you're finding them in bushes, but you're in VR the whole time. Yeah.
I'm assuming you don't have a Switch.
No.
Right. Okay, so you didn't play Legends Arceus. I think Legends Arceus is one of the best Pokemon games that's come out in a decade.
Yeah.
Because it's basically that.
Yeah.
It's a prequel game where Pokemon are just out. Before people caught Pokemon, you're like one of the first people to go out and catch Pokemon, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
That in VR would be incredible. But I think Legends Arceus should have got nominated for Game of the Year. Even if it wasn't super polished, it should have been Game of the Year just to tell Pokemon to get out of their stupid rut of producing the same
game over and over again
every couple of years.
I don't know, man. I think VR is where it's going to go. I think we're going to have a lot of places. Like e-gaming is big now.
Yeah.
Bar gaming is big now. You're going to have locations where people go VR game.
Yeah.
There's going to be VR bars.
Now.
Yeah, it's going to be like where, like how people used to sit up and wait to run raids on WoW. They're going to be going to a place to VR.
I think they're going to figure out how to get that at home.
They're gonna get there.
They're gonna get VR that's gonna be as easy as texting your buddy, "Hey, you getting on tonight?" and then you just throw on a headset.
Yeah.
Because they're damn near close now. But yeah. Well, anything you want to add for part 1?
I don't think I would have voted for any of those other than Baldur's Gate and maybe Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Mainly because I like the hype around Spider-Man. They did a good job on it.
Oh yeah. And it's a fun game. It's one of those ones where when it comes to mechanics, it didn't change too much.
Yeah.
I think they added a couple new abilities because you can play as Miles Morales now, which so good.
We gotta get more, I think, Marvel games that aren't centered around any one particular character. I miss those games.
Yeah. Like Ultimate Alliance.
Yeah.
Super good. Ultimate Alliance 3 was fine. The Avengers game, though, was dog shit.
That's what I'm saying. Have to have some newer, cool ones.
Yeah.
Like, how cool would it be to have a new X-Men game?
Yeah. Well, a Marvel game that came out recently that was like super fun and different and innovative, but nobody bought it, was Midnight Suns, which was a tactical game like XCOM. But with superheroes.
I was about to say, I want a game where it's a RPG, create your character, you create your own mutant. You walk throughout the world with your powers.
That'd be cool.
You can learn new powers. I really want an X-Men game.
Yeah.
Like, what were they called? The Runaways, that style? Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be dope.
Right on.
Be super dope. Developing a mutant.
Yeah.
What you think, Black Sonic? He needs his own game.
He did get his own game.
No, he needs one now.
Yeah, his last one was bad.
He needs a new one.
Shadow was great. It's got one of my favorite gaming scenes in it because it's just so absurd that you just die laughing.
It's just literally needs to be him and Knuckles.
Him and Knuckles. Knuckles is great.
That would be a great game.
Yeah. But I think that's going to wrap up part 1. Thank you all for tuning in. Here in part 2, we're just going to be talking about like Thanksgiving and nerdy things with food. Hey, everybody, and welcome to part 2. And we're just kind of goofing around. We're going to be talking about food and Thanksgiving because this is going to be releasing around Thanksgiving. So, what are you most excited for this upcoming week with Thanksgiving?
All the food that I'm going to probably be cooking.
Yeah. So, I know your family isn't from Indiana.
Right.
Are you going to go visit family or?
There's not, so maybe. Probably not. The cost of flying right now is kind of dumb. Yeah. Cost of staying in hotels is kind of dumb. Family's kind of all divided and separated right now. We don't really have a hub. Yeah. So we're all probably kind of going to do our own thing and try to make it home when we can.
Okay, I got you. Are you hopping on the trend that I don't even know when it started. I've been doing them with my friends since like 2017, 2018 of Friendsgiving. You ever been there, done a Friendsgiving?
I've done a few Friendsgivings.
Or is that more of like a white people thing?
It's definitely a white people thing, and we get roped into it a lot because, you got to have one of us or two of us. Yeah. Otherwise, there's no salt on anything.
Yeah, it's a rally.
It's a rally at that point. It's Thanksgiving rally. Yeah. No, I've done them. I know good buddy Dyke's doing one. Yeah. That's going to be pretty cool.
He was 2 episodes ago. I had Dyke on.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, he's doing one. I might drop into that. No. I don't do Friendsgiving as much. Probably because I don't have as many people I know doing them when I move out here. What I do is I like when people invite me over and I go do that thing where I get a plate. I find something I like there and I load up on it and then bring it home and I snack for a week.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. The leftovers. It's crazy.
Oh, bro. What's your favorite thing to make with leftovers?
Oof. I like mac and cheese.
You're mac and cheese?
Macy my girlfriend makes a really good like baked mac and cheese that we're going to be making, I think, for Thanksgiving. Real big into that. I also really like dressing. Big fan of like stuffing and
so you make a bowl of just mac and cheese and dressing like 3 days after Thanksgiving and you just fart yourself to sleep.
To death. Yeah. Well, I know one thing right now is people debate whether like turkey or ham is better. Yeah. Obviously, the vast majority of people say turkey. Yeah. I was a ham guy.
You're a ham kid.
Like ham.
Hammy boy.
Mm-hmm. Turkey's fine. I will eat.
You a honey baked ham man, or are you one of those smoked glazed brothers?
I think both is fine. Yeah. Smoked glaze might be a little bit more up my alley. Yeah. But I'll enjoy a turkey leg any day. Mm-hmm. I get tired of turkey faster than I get tired of ham. So I'm thinking a long game.
Long game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Play like it out. Turkey the day of, excellent. Turkey 4 days later.
How long is this meat going to last?
Yeah. Yeah. Turkey 4 days later, I'm getting a little bit tired of it. Mm-hmm. I'll make some barbecue sandwiches and stuff like that. It's still good. Ham, I think it's got more longevity. Yeah. I can eat ham longer without getting tired of it.
See, I think for me, it depends on how the turkey's cooked. Yeah. I'm not a big ham guy. Yeah. I like ham. I will eat it. Mm-hmm. But 4 days later, I'm not still eating on that ham. Yeah. My thing with ham is I'll like to cube it and then use it to make other things. Yeah. Like I'll use it as like a salt pork in something to flavor up something, but not just ham. But I can't do it. Just that big slice of Christmas ham on a white bread. It's not my thing. Now turkey. You give me some smoked turkey. Yeah, I go all week with you.
Have you ever had a deep fried turkey?
Oh yeah, I've seen the best deep fried turkeys, and I've seen some nightmares.
Yeah, boy, I've seen houses burned down.
Boy, that was a fun time. You remember when those got popular? It was like all in 1 year. The amount of house fires that happened. Got to defrost your turkey, people.
Not only that, but don't fill the deep
Yeah, you don't need that much oil.
People don't understand that mass exists, right? Like if you have a half a glass of water, you put ice in it, you got a full glass of water.
No, that's science. We don't do that around here.
Yeah.
don't you try to science this turkey, boy.
If you've got a deep fryer and it's filled all the way up with oil and you put a turkey in it,
now you've got a house fire.
Yeah, that's math. That's math. Not even science.
That's just basic common sense.
Basic math. That's the what's it called? The PEMDAS order of operations. Yeah, too much oil plus turkey equals. Yeah. Hopefully you've got good insurance.
But man, I watched that one guy. there was a video. It's my favorite one of a turkey frying house fire. Mm-hmm. And he's like got this contraption where he's like rigged the turkey up and he's lowering it down. Yeah.
Which, isn't it crazy how you can be like, this is my favorite house fire turkey video? Yeah, that's how many there are.
So many.
It's so many.
So many. Ugh. Dude, he's got a contraption and he's just got this thing where he's lowering it down like the blade on a guillotine, you know, right before they crank it up and drop it. Yeah. And he's cranking it up, he's cranking it, and the turkey's slowly going in there. And as it's going in, you see the oil. Like it's splattering off the frozen turkey.
Not a good sign.
And it's already going bad. Mm-hmm. And you see him stop and check it. And he keeps going. He's like, ain't that bad.
We can still put it out at this point.
We get it out. Yeah. No, it got so exponentially worse so fast.
Yeah, because you don't want to fuck with an oil fire. No, dude. That stuff's scary.
Wild. You can't put water on it. Mm-hmm. You can't put enough. You have to have just something to suffocate it. Yeah.
Dirt and your least flammable blanket.
Whatever's not flammable.
Yeah.
Can't even put you on it.
Oh, you'll bubble up.
You can't stop, drop, and roll in that baby.
No, it's sticky. But what is your favorite, like, I feel like it's different for everybody. Like, for me, the reason that I like Thanksgiving so much is because I know that basically every year I have we do Thanksgiving lunch. That's our thing. We'll have all the dinner stuff just for lunch, and then guess what you're having for dinner?
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Thanksgiving.
Yeah, guess what you're having tomorrow? Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So I'll show up at my parents' place early, and we'll have our lunch, and then the rest of the day, it's board games, card games. We'll play euchre, we'll play whatever. So for me, I just love being with my family, my sister and my parents, just playing games all day, just remembering the good old times. You know, what is your like favorite Thanksgiving thing?
I'd have to say the same thing. We haven't done it in a while, but that was my thing. Yeah. I loved showing up to my family's house, usually late, usually with people that didn't get invited. You know, you bring people. But our family is so big that when we would all meet at my aunt's house, there'd be like 70 people there. So no matter where you went, no matter what, I mean, this is a 7-bedroom house, you know, 4 or 5 bathrooms. Like, no matter where you're at, there's somebody shitting. There's somebody sleeping. There's somebody playing some kind of game. Yeah. It was so fun to just open a door and see somebody in there like, leave me alone. I found this spot. I claim this. This is mine. Go away. It was great because you go outside and then we do stuff. But my family was fun. It's always a party.
So you always do like a big family.
Oh, thing. My family used to, dude, it would be so many people.
For us, it was always like my parents, my sister, and then like my grandparents at the max. We don't particularly talk to a lot of our extended family. Yeah. I think that's another reason I like Thanksgiving so much is because I hear people dreading the holidays. Like, it always bums me out when somebody's like, I got to go visit my parents, and then, like, we're going to do dinner and stuff. Yeah. I just can't. That bums me out. Like, that sucks.
See, I used to love that. I'm like, and people are like, because my uncle's going to be there, and he's this, and then my aunt's this, and then I'm like, I love that shit, dude.
The chaos.
Dude, what? I loved when my uncle drank too much Crown. Shit got weird, and it was fun. Yeah. Tried to fight me at Easter one year. Bro, look, I like that kind of stuff. That's real fun for me. That's making memories, you know? Like, I don't understand why you wouldn't want to go make those memories. They're hilarious.
I guess the vast majority of people that we kind of associate with in the comedy scene aren't particularly in great, standing with family. Like, it's kind of weird. It's like, what percentage of comics do not have a good relationship with their parents? The majority.
Yeah, there's a lot.
The vast majority. Yeah. And it's kind of funny. And I'm very thankful. Yeah. I can't stress that enough. I'm so thankful that I consider my parents some of my closest friends.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But it's so heartbreaking to me to hear people complain about Thanksgiving. Yeah. Because it's like, that's when you're supposed to be like, this is the time to remind yourself why these people are important to you. And people just dread it.
I dread that we don't have the big giant family gatherings anymore like we used to. Yeah. Things change, people pass away, people get divorced, things happen, families separate, families divide, but like when you have a family that when you're used to having that giant gathering that used to it that's for me, that's the depressing part is when I'm like, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? I don't know. I'm just sitting at home. I might cook. I might hang out with the lady, you know. And it's like you don't have much that you do. Yeah. You know, that's what I get depressed. If you want to tell me your family sucks and you don't want to go over there, bring me.
Yeah.
We'll get things cracking around here.
Yeah. I think that's kind of why why a lot of people are like switching to this Friendsgiving thing. Yeah. Because it's like I'm choosing to celebrate with the people that I enjoy being around and stuff like that, which that's great. I'm not going to take anything away from that. I've done the Friendsgivings. It's a great time. I like spending time with my friends. We always do it not on Thanksgiving because a lot of us still do, you know, go visit family or something like that.
I say to those people, shake it up this year. You know, if you're worried about the conversations that'll get brought up, bring up some worse ones.
Lean into it.
Go dig through their nightstand. See what's in there.
Pull up some high school.
Find some stuff, you know. Find some old report cards. Ask questions. You know, I feel like that is where, so for me anyway, what I used to love about the big gatherings, what I loved about going home the last time, whenever we all get together, you learn there's these generational gaps with your family where you reach a certain age where they're okay with telling you the truth about more stuff. And if you don't know that stuff, you don't really know them. Yeah. And that creates that further, you know, disconnect that you have. So if you already feel disconnect, if you don't know why your uncle hates libtards and wants to shoot squirrels out the backyard in his underwear, if you don't know why he's like that, you're always going to be disconnected. You know, if you learn why he's like that, you find a reason why you're disconnected. At least you can be like, all right, here's the line.
I think you're talking about radicalization. I think
you know, but you can't gentrify a family. You can
can
try.
Yeah,
you could try.
I can think of a few ways.
But like, okay, I think too sometimes the dynamic of Thanksgiving is because of the pressure that's put on it.
Especially if you're hosting it, which I totally understand that.
Bruh, the amount of pressure, or even if you're not, just the buildup of having to go when you don't want to. That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I love the food.
Yeah, the food's great.
The food, even if it's bad, some of it's still good.
Yeah, it's the only time of year that you can eat stuffing and like cranberry sauce and not look like a psychopath.
Bruh.
If it's like mid-July and it's like I'm having some stuffing.
Why are you eating stovetop? It's so hot outside. What are you doing? Well, no, it's fine. I'm going to slather it with this cranberry sauce.
Check his basement for the bodies. It's like... I don't think you can.
Can you even find cranberry sauce between the months of like May and August?
Yes.
Is it on the shelf?
I think so because it doesn't go bad.
Oh God!
So I think it just lingers. But yeah, like I was thinking about that. If you eat stuffing any other time than November, you're a psychopath. You're on a list.
It gives real Hungry Man TV dinner vibes.
It does.
It does.
Yeah. Oh, I guess. Those probably have some.
Yeah.
Talk about, okay, this is a side note. Is there anything sadder than the TV Hungry Guy meals?
Oh, when's the last time you ate one?
When I was in college.
Yeah.
Because that's what I could fit in my mini fridge.
And that's when you were sad enough to eat whatever was underneath that plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'd peel it back and you'd be like, this doesn't look right. And then you'd heat it up and you'd be like, all right, the radiation kind of made it seem, this is interesting. I might eat this. Some salt? Boy, hold on.
Yeah. But that's not who that food's marketed to.
No, not at all.
If you think about the Hungry Man, it's sad.
It's
very sad.
That guy in that 15th floor apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a world that you don't want to look into that.
No.
Because like I thought about it one day, and you're not supposed to do that.
You ain't supposed to put that in your body all the time. No. You don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
That's the first companies I think that are going to buy into lab grown meat. It's going to be the Hungry Mans, the lean cuisines.
Here's the thing though. Are the type of guys that are eating the Hungry Man going to accept the lab-grown meat?
When they see the picture of the guy on the front of it, they're going to be like, if I eat this, I'm going to look like him. And they probably put something in here so that I do.
Yeah.
Because we're running short on soldiers. So you know what?
Yeah.
Eat the hungry man.
Yeah.
The lab-grown meat.
Yeah.
You want a six-pack? Hungry man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it's like my girlfriend will bring up, like, we'll go get, like, soup. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like, oh, we're going to make, like, whatever. It's like cream of mushroom. We're going to need to. In every soup aisle, there's the chunky, right? There's, like, chunky soup. Mm-hmm. Do you know who's never bought a can of chunky soup? A woman. Oh, there's not a single lady on this planet that's looked at a can that says chunky.
I beg to differ. My mom. I'll tell you about my mom. My mom only bought the chunky ones, okay?
For her kids?
No, it was just me, kids. Yeah. It was just me. And that was bad enough, I think. She'd be like, the chunky ones were usually because there was more stuff in it. Mm-hmm. And so my mom
That's why it's chunky.
But wait, hold on. My mom, Hood, I love her. That's my bitch. I love my mom. Right? My mom would buy the chunky and thin it.
It's saving money.
That's saving money, man. That's 2 cans of soup. Yeah, 1 can. Yeah. Eating that thick ass soup. Nobody wants to eat that.
Because even the Campbell's, like, you pour that shit out and then it says add water. And there's barely any shit in it anyway. But like, no lady has looked at a can of chunky and been like, this is for me. You know?
You ever seen somebody eat it cold? Ooh, I've seen that. When you play football, you'll see some weird stuff.
Would you rather fist fight the cold soup guy or the stuffing in July guy? If you had the fist
stuffing in July guy, I'm fighting that dude. Here's what
he's way fatter.
Well, he's also very frail.
Yeah.
and he can't go outside.
Holding on, by just the smallest amount.
The thread he's holding on to are the strands that go across his comb over. Yeah. That's what he's holding on to. Stop thinking of Tyson. Don't do that.
No. I've never seen him eat stuff.
Oh, man. But the cold soup guy, he'll eat anything. Yeah. And he's massive in a different way.
Yeah, he'll take it in the can and then eat the can. Like,
I watched him pop the lid and take a spoon out his backpack, start eating it in his locker.
So what kind of soup was it?
Oh, it was the Campbell's Chunky, the creamy chicken.
Okay, that's not the worst soup.
What, you thought it was going to be the vegetable beef?
I don't think that's the worst either. Because like, I can see eating those in a survival situation.
Which one's the worst? Yeah, it's MRE at that point.
You're
just
or like
it down.
Tomato, I don't think would be too bad.
Yeah.
But if that motherfucker pulls out like a clam chowder,
cold clam chowder,
bruh, draft him in the military,
bruh. Now
that's
he will survive anywhere.
That's your next Captain America,
bruh. That is a winter soldier if I've ever seen.
Yeah. That son of a bitch pops open a cold clam chowder. That's a one-man army
right there, bruh. That is a super soldier. He was bred to eat that.
Gosh,
bruh. I've seen some weird people eating weird things, but. What's your weirdest thing you've gone to a Thanksgiving meal and saw on the table and went, huh?
I don't know. I don't know if I've ever had anything real weird. Man, I'm trying to think. What's the weirdest thing? What's yours? Give me some time to think.
Oh, God. It was some weird Midwestern shit. I had never seen this before. It was red kidney bean salad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just exactly what you thought of. Imagine chicken salad. Hot? Imagine chicken salad.
It's cold,
but it's beans.
Were you in the UK?
I was like, this is a thing, and they're like, yeah, try it, and I went, no.
Yeah, that doesn't seem good at all.
I'm just against my religion.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen anything super weird. I've always thought that the sweet potato with like the marshmallows and everything on it was weird. I don't know what it is. I don't associate sweet potatoes with like dessert.
Ooh, I do.
You know,
sweet potato pie.
Yeah.
Man. So the baked sweet potato, my grandmother used to make. She baked these sweet potatoes, right? Scoop it out, right? Whip it with marshmallow cream.
Okay.
And a little bit of butter and cinnamon and nutmeg, and then she'd throw it back into the skin.
So it probably just kind of
double bake.
Okay.
Bruh.
All right. Bruh. I would try it. Bruh. Like, I like sweet potatoes.
She do it with butternut squash too, but you know, it was a little different presentation.
Yeah.
And then of course sweet potato pie.
Oh, at the Friendsgiving, the vegan substitutes for Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah.
That's the weirdest.
Yeah, that is weird.
Like, no offense to them, because I'm probably gonna have a Friendsgiving with them this year too.
Know,
not a fan. It's not for me.
Fight me in the comments if you want to. Don't put that cheese on nothing. That's not cheese. You know it's not. Stop calling it cheese.
It's not cheese.
Stop calling it that.
If you can't eat it,
Don't.
Yep.
Don't.
Or like the it's like I'm watching my carbs, so I'm doing like the zucchini noodles or whatever. Because like chicken and noodles, that's the thing.
Zucchini noodles.
It's not bad, but if it's chicken and noodles and you're putting zucchini noodles in it,
it's different.
It's different. I think you're wrong.
And your chicken's gonna turn a little green. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it will. Yeah, that green chicken is not.
I'm not eating it.
No, So if you're gonna make a green bean casserole, make it right.
Yeah,
buy good green beans.
Yeah.
Don't get that dollar store French cut style stuff, man. Don't put that in that bowl. They're going to put it in a Pyrex, and they're going to put some crispy shoestrings onion on it, and then they're going to, like, dump a can of, like, cream of mushroom. Yeah. No salt, no pepper.
So do you like green bean casserole?
I do. That's why I'm so vicious.
Yeah, that's a very divisive Thanksgiving.
Here's the thing. Why it's divided, because half people don't know how to make it.
Yeah.
They just know that they can eat it. And they, like, if I told you, we just ate gumbo.
Yeah.
If I told you what was in it and then I asked you to go make it, you'd make something close.
Yeah, it's not going to be quite that.
It's not going to be that, though, because you didn't know the steps, you didn't know the process, all that. I think that's what happens with green bean casserole.
Yeah.
Somebody made it one time and they were like, oh, this is good. And then they went home and tried to make it from scratch. You can't go home and play the Beatles by ear.
No. You can.
You can, but it's going to sound weird.
Yeah. Pre-Magic Mystery Tour.
Yeah.
You get pretty damn close.
You can't go play Eggman. You can't go do that.
No. It's not going to be, it's going to be more like I Am the Manatee.
Yeah.
The walrus. You know? Oh, man. But the funny thing about Thanksgiving is that everybody knows the foods, right? It's turkey, it's mashed potatoes, it's like mac and cheese, like it's your Thanksgiving staples. But the variety in those things is crazy. Like if you say mac and cheese, or like what kind of mac and cheese we talking? Yeah, we're talking Kraft,
talking shells.
Are we talking like baked?
Elbows?
Yeah, baked with like the bread crumbles on top. Like you got some bacon mixed in there. Like you can. The variation of Thanksgiving food that people have is astronomical.
It's crazy. Yeah. Well, that and the way that it like goes back to their, because most of it's nostalgia.
Yeah.
Most people who know how to cook, they either went to school for it or they base it off nostalgia. If you're making mac and cheese, you're making it based off of something you either saw online or you grew up eating.
Yeah. Yep. Man, so good.
But I think the variation is cool. I like when I get to go to like when I was in Fort Wayne, I went for one Thanksgiving. I went to 4 different houses one night.
Damn.
Very fun. Me and my buddy we were like, screw it, we're going to go Thanksgiving hop. And we did. We went to everybody we knew's house that was having a big party. The amount of food and like you said, the variety. One place they had 4 different mac and cheeses. Yeah. It's because everybody brought mac and cheese. You have 4 different types within those mac and cheese. Some of them were penne, some were elbow, some were traditional Kraft, some were like with a roux and had been baked. It was very fun. I like that part. I like seeing what people grew up eating.
The weirdest mac and cheese I ever had was like a mac and cheese lasagna. It was a lasagna, but with all just your mac and cheese stuff in it. It was too much.
How is lasagna not just mac and cheese?
It's got tomato sauce.
Shooting from the hip on that one, baby. It's the tomatoes.
Yeah, counterpoint.
I'll rebuttal. I see nothing wrong with that. I'll let it pass. I don't know. I like, okay, I'll tell you something that I absolutely adore. We were talking about it out there. My aunt makes a seafood cornbread dressing. Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. That sounds incredible.
Shrimp stock. You got your sausage. You cook down your sausage.
Which we got to figure out. You got to figure out how to make it. And then that's what we need to do.
I got it. We just got to make it.
Yep. Fine, let's do it.
We'll do it. What is your least favorite Thanksgiving item?
My least favorite Thanksgiving item. I'm not a huge dessert guy. So, like, when it comes to, like, the cranberry, and I don't really mess with desserts.
Yeah. You're not a sweet, savory person?
No, I will overeat on, like, steak or the ham and the pastas all day. I don't really have too much of a sweet tooth. When it comes to sweets, my only weakness is, like, brownies. I love brownies.
Get that good sandy, that swirl.
Big fan of brownies. But I would have to say probably green bean casserole is my least favorite Thanksgiving item.
Why? Is it because it's always done terribly?
Not necessarily that. It's just there's so much other stuff that it's like I don't want to waste my time with the green bean casserole because I would rather have everything else. But I don't think it tastes bad. It's just why would I fill up on this?
It's more of a resource management issue than anything else.
Yeah.
I see. You've got availability, and you're only going to push it.
And it's a lot of availability.
It's a lot of availability, but there is also resource management.
Yeah.
What do you want to invest in?
Right.
Yeah. You got to have it for regularity, but it's not necessarily there for flavor.
They got medicine for that.
That's true. I see. I respect it. I respect it. I like it when it's done right because it complements, for me anyway, the taste of green bean casserole goes almost perfectly with cornbread.
Okay. I do love cornbread.
So when you eat cornbread and you get that bite of green bean casserole with that cornbread, shut it down.
I don't think I've ever had it together, so I might try that this year.
Take you a little bit of that cornbread, right? Crumble it up. Sprinkle that on your little serving of green bean casserole. See if you don't feel different about yourself.
Yeah. I will say when it comes to desserts for Thanksgiving, every year we have a peanut butter pie. I fuck up some peanut butter pie.
Peanut butter pie. That's a Midwest thing I'm learning.
Yeah.
Yeah. People like peanut butter pie.
Peanut butter pie and pumpkin pie are like the Thanksgiving like pies that we kind of have. I guess pecan.
We do.
Pecan. Yeah.
We do pecan. We do pecan pie. We do sweet potato pie, and we typically do some sort of like Sprite cake.
Sprite cake?
Yeah, it's like a very cinnamony, nutmeggy, rock sugar, brown sugar cake.
Okay,
cake. 7-Up cake is what they call it. Yeah, 7-Up cake.
I actually, when I was doing stuff with Harder Brunch and I was on an episode, Dyke made a 7-Up cake. So I've actually had that before. That was very good.
Bruh, for Thanksgiving, it's so good. Yeah, because 7-Up cake's unique because, we do like the plate lunches back home, and like one of the things people would serve usually is a slice of either yellow or 7-Up cake with your plate lunch. Get that powdered sugar coating on the bun. You can eat that with rice dressing, turkey. Wow, it goes perfect. But if you don't like sweet and savory, I get it. But bro, you put them. Look here.
Yeah,
that little piece of cake.
Yeah,
food. I'm almost hungry again.
Yeah, I know, right?
We did this. We ate enough. God damn, maybe.
That gumbo was good, though.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah,
thanks.
That was super good.
I love a good gumbo. Gumbo is also like, okay, so Louisiana, we do Thanksgiving different. It's out here, you have your traditional Thanksgiving foods.
Yeah.
Every Thanksgiving I've been out here, 3.5, almost 4 years now. Every Thanksgiving I've been to, they have the same foods, but like you said, just done a little differently.
Yeah.
Back home, totally different. There will be a seafood gumbo. There'll be a chicken and sausage gumbo. There'll be a crawfish fettuccine. There'll be a shrimp scampi for no reason. Why? Who made that? It's here. Yeah. You'll have a plate of boudin. You'll have a plate of like chopped up smoked sausages. You'll have like this giant bag of triple fried pork fat belly that we call hog cracklings.
Man, Southern food is my favorite. It's so good.
So much stuff.
My girlfriend and I, we went to Alabama for a vacation.
Yeah.
And I tried every night to have like a different gumbo.
Yeah.
I had what do they call it? Their sandwiches, like po' boys. Is that what they're called? I had one of those I had one of those for the first time.
I don't know what the hell you got.
Amazing.
Tell me you were in Mobile.
Yeah.
Okay. That was the closest you can get to Louisiana in Alabama.
Yeah.
That actually, back in the day before the purchase, Mobile used to be the capital of Louisiana before Baton Rouge. Okay. So it still has a tie to a lot of like Louisiana traditions.
Yeah.
But you can't go to Alabama and then say you ate at Louisiana food.
No. Okay.
What you did do, though, is you ate a lot of stuff from the South because Alabama po' boys are very different, but they're good.
They were good.
They're meaty. They're real meaty.
Yeah.
They're beefy.
Just like me, baby. Just like
beefy.
Yeah. But no, I loved all of that food. And that's the kind of stuff you just don't in Indiana.
Yeah, you don't get that out here.
That's good.
Well, you'll find it. You'll find it. Like, okay, I did. I went to, where did I go? I had some red beans and rice, right? And red beans for me, it's like that's growing up. That's one of the first meals I learned to cook. So I'm very like particular about it. I had it at an Amish little gathering. So good.
Yeah.
And it was very good. It was well seasoned. They used salt pork the same way we use tasso. It was very good. I was surprised. I was like, they put a ham hock in the. I was like, this is real red beans and rice. I'm eating it, and it made me feel like it was very comfort. Didn't quite have the same flavorings because we used different builds, like different things to season and flavor. Yeah, but it was good. It was very good.
Nice.
Right, I was excited.
I wish there were more options like that in Indiana because Macy wasn't a huge fan of it because she's not big on spicy. And a lot of Southern stuff is on the spicier side of normal. Yeah. I'm not going to say it's spicy because that's the level that I favor. However, finding the good spots here is like a diamond in the rough. It's tough. You're not just going to be able to walk into a place that says they serve it and it's going to be good.
No. I purposely like going places to try things that they claim is either Southern or Cajun. Just to see what they're doing. And it's usually just Italian food with cayenne pepper added. Yeah.
It's a lot of, I was about to say cayenne. Yeah. It's a lot of like cayenne pepper because anytime it says like Jamaican as a flavor. Yeah. First off, if it's a sauce that's Jamaican, no, it should be like a dry rub. It should be like Seasons dry rub, stuff like that. So that's always a red flag, you know. But yeah, it can't just be cayenne pepper.
Yeah, it's usually what it is. It's usually some kind of like penne pasta with cayenne pepper and like salad shrimp. But they try. Yeah. To give it their all. Yeah. What's interesting to me, Thanksgiving, I was looking up some stuff. Thanksgiving, the meals that are traditionally eaten today are not very far off from the original Thanksgiving meal. Yeah. Yeah. Like most people were like, oh, that's not what they ate. No, they definitely probably ate turkey.
Yeah, that's right.
100%.
Mushed bread.
Mushy ass bread.
Mushed potatoes.
Because you could boil them. Yeah. Or you could just throw them on the fire and let them get soft.
So not super far off.
Usually corn and squash.
Yeah, that's like the one time a year they did have pie.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
So a lot of the same stuff. Just pretty neat to say, you keep that tradition going. Yeah. Yeah, it's one of the few holidays where the tradition is still the same.
Yeah, my family and I always go murder a village. Yeah. And then just live it up.
Live it up. Yeah. Eat on all the stuff that they had grown over the year. Yeah. You keep a couple of them or?
No, that seems wrong now. Yeah. Times have changed.
Yeah, plus the whole revenge thing.
Yeah, right.
You gotta watch them. Right. Gotta watch them.
Yeah, can't have a lineage of people being upset. But
well, I don't know, man. I think you could say we carved this bird.
I think so.
Yeah. It was done well.
Yeah. Anything that you want to shout out, your social medias? You got anything going on YouTube, shows?
Let's see. 2 things. First thing, do not ever cook your turkey whole. Don't do that. Whatever you do, cut it up, butcher it. White meat cooks faster than dark meat. Dark meat tastes better when it has a chance to cook longer. Yep. So, other than that.
By the way, the sham of like the late 80s into the 90s that like the white meat and stuff was like more nutritious. Yeah. The biggest pile of nonsense ever.
Nonsense.
Dark meat is always better. Like, white meat is dry if you cook it, I guess, normal. Right. Dark meat, 10 times out of 10, always better.
Dark meat's where it's at. Ain't that right, Black Sonic? Yeah.
As you were saying, your shows.
Y'all can't find me anywhere. I'm an enigma. No, I'm Brian Pitre Comedy on most things. If you feel like sifting through the weird stuff that's on X, you can find me at Dank Budman. Other than that, I'm me, man.
Yes. You got any shows coming up? I guess it's Thanksgiving, so
it is Thanksgiving. Well, we got Smokers and Jokers, the cigar show. Yeah. It's always happening. Very cool thing I got. If you are ever in the Springfield, Ohio area, we just booked out for another year at that show. That's fun. Comedy over at O'Connor's, and man, just trying to see what else is on the path for new resolutions, and keeping keeping on.
Right on. Sounds great. Well, thanks for coming on the show again. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll catch you next time on Nerd News.
Hey,
Thank you for checking out Nerd News, everybody. We don't have advertising, so you are the advertising. If you like it, tell a friend, like, comment, subscribe, even leave a review on Apple. Everything that you do to support us, we truly appreciate it. And we actually just launched our Patreon, so if you'd like to support us even more, you can go check that out. All of our content is free. We have different rewards for different tiers, so check that out. And thanks again. We'll catch you next time.